Sophia here from my great challenge. I am back. I took a week off. I literally needed a week off. So as promised, this video is about reflecting back and the process of my, well, actually it was 35 days worth of non-stop decluttering in my house. I came prepared. I pretty much wrote down all of your questions, and there was a lot of repeat questions. There was a lot of similar questions. So I tried to kind of like condense it, and I came up with 20. All right, so let's get started. So for those of you who haven't watched the whole series, the link is down below. Pretty much what I did is declutter every single day for the month of April. And it turned out that instead of doing 30 days for the month of April, I went overboard by 5 days because I felt that I needed an additional 5 days. One of the questions that you had was, could I have gone further? Yes, I could, but at 35, I was just exhausted, all right? And it's not just the process of decluttering, it's also the process of filming and the process of editing and posting the videos. And for 35 days, I was pretty much going to bed really late, and it was just tiring, okay? So 35 days was good. So let's start. I have 20 questions, okay? Number one, do you think you will continue until you have only your favorites? Well, ideally, that's what you want. You want a house where you are surrounded by just items that you want, not items that will pass me down, that you don't care for, but used and kept because you needed them, not items that you found on the street, not items that you purchased on the whim because they were on sale. You know, all of those things are just kind of impulse purchases. They're not necessarily things that you want to keep for the rest of your life. Now, I've always wanted to have a house that would remind me of what I had when I grew up, which was pretty much the house was stuck in time. The vase was there for 20 years. The painting was on that wall for 20 years. That sofa is the sofa, okay? And I've always liked that. When I was coming back home, either from college when I was still in Paris or when I was coming back home visiting from New York, one of the things that really made me feel good as soon as I stepped in my house in Normandy was things didn't move, things didn't change, the smell was the same, everything was just the same. So I'm trying to create that for my kids, and I'm having the hardest time because I'm all over the place when it comes to decor. I'm always changing things, grabbing stuff. So ideally, do I want to just keep my favorites? Yes. Now, my favorites may not be my husband's favorites, may not be the kids' favorites. So you have to take in consideration everybody else in the home, okay? You can't just impose your style and, well, the house is really Sophia's favorites. You can't do that, okay? So, question number 2. Will you film cleaning and organizing? Yes, I will. Not today, but I will. Matter of fact, I'm trying to put together a schedule for cleaning. There's still a lot of organizing that needs to be done in the house, and the cleaning, of course. And when we get to the question, I think that's the last one, what did you learn about the process? I'll get to that. But I'm going to start doing that probably this week. It may not be tomorrow, Monday, but it's sometimes this week. I'm going to start filming the cleaning and organizing process. You must be tired of seeing my stuff, though. I'm just saying, okay? Just saying. Number 3, did you add the cost of what you decluttered and discarded? No, I did not. There was a lot of items that were passed me down. I may not have mentioned it every single time in the videos, but there was a lot of stuff that were inherited or given to me or gifted to me, or that I borrowed from somebody and told me, like, you know what, just like take it, keep it, I don't want it anymore. So I was like, yeah, sure. There's a lot of items that I purchased as well. I don't go to fancy stores. I go to Target, I go to TJ Maxx, I go to Home Goods, and that's about it. So maybe once in a while I'll go to Pier 1. So a lot of the items that I purchased were not all that expensive to begin with. Is it a, you know, excuse for discarding them later on? No. Absolutely not. But, you know, a $9 vase, you know, considering it's been here for 5 years, I mean, how much is it really worth at that point? I don't know. I would say I've donated good stuff. So I've donated probably between $500 and $800 worth of stuff to my Presbyterian church. That's about it. Now the stuff that I actually put out on the curb, I don't know, because the big furniture I found on the street, some of the stuff I've had it for 15 more years, so I really don't know what it's valued at, really. So I don't know. So I can't answer that, okay? Question number 4, what was the hardest thing to let go of? I have to say it was the kids' stuff. The kids' clothes, the kids' toys, the kids' books, and the kids' drawings and homework. That was really, really tough. My stuff, Scott's stuff, I'm okay with that. I wasn't too attached. But the kids, it was almost like a part of me I was getting rid of. So that was really the hardest. Surprisingly, makeup and books were not. Yeah, I don't know about books. Books maybe a little bit. Makeup, not at all. Because makeup, it's not like I'm gonna stop buying makeup. So that stuff is gonna get replaced by something similar eventually down the road. Let's be honest. I'm not gonna stop buying makeup. Okay, so makeup wasn't hard. Books, but the kids' stuff, definitely. Number 5, will you make this an annual project? Well, ultimately, I would like to be able to go about my business and clean the house and organize the house throughout the year, and when I see something, just get rid of it. Not just say, hey, I don't want to sit on this shelf anymore, bring it down to the basement or put it in the garage. I would rather just like do it in the moment, like let it out of the house at that moment. So will I make this an annual project? I think I'm going to make this an ongoing project. Number 6, will this process make you more aware of what you bring in the house? Yes, absolutely yes. The other day was curb day, and the guy across the street from me is emptying his mother's house, and she's getting old. She's in age where she's about ready to go into long-term care. So he's been coming in every single curb day, which is every other Wednesday, to pull stuff out of the house as I'm bringing my stuff on my own curb. And I was looking at this really, really cute antique wood table. That was a round table, and it was really nice, and actually crossed the street, and I went around it and I picked it up and I looked at it. It had a few scratches, and I started bargaining with myself. Well, Sophia, you know, you can fix that. Just a little bit of stain on it, or one of those markers that you can use on furniture, blah blah blah. And then eventually I said, what am I doing? I'm getting rid of stuff here. What's the point of bringing more stuff? So I actually caught myself. I was that close from getting the table, and I didn't do it. And now we go to the store. What did we do yesterday? We went to, I think it was one of those discount store, but it was Big Lots. We went to Big Lots. Came out with nothing. I didn't buy anything. I didn't buy anything at all. I looked, and we went to Tuesday morning as well. And Tuesday morning I ended up just with something that I actually needed, which was chocolate. And what else did I get at Tuesday morning? It was really small. It was something that fancy table napkins, like, you know, napkins for the table. That was it. And trust me, if you know Tuesday morning, there's a gazillion things that you could bring into a house. So yeah, has it changed my spending habits? Yes. So I hope that answers the question. And am I more aware of things that I bring into the house? Yes, because I kind of want to have just things that I really, really love. Oh, and yesterday there was something else. There was a estate sale, and I went in, and there was a really, really cute centuries, a praying centuries planter from the 60s that was made in Japan, and it was only $5, and I almost bought it, and I didn't, because I was like, well, where am I going to put it? What am I going to do with this? So yes, it's changing the way I look at things. Number 7, what is your plan for maintenance? I would love to be able to clean every single day, but let's face it, it's not going to happen, all right? There's some stuff that I clean daily, like the kitchen and the dining room, and that's it. The living room, I'm not going to clean daily. The bathrooms, I don't clean daily. The office, I don't clean daily. Am I going to do weekly maintenance? Yes. I'd like to have a schedule, and I've always wanted to do that. Where, let's say, I don't know, top of my head, Monday is dusting, Tuesday is mopping the floors, Wednesday is vacuum and changing the sheets. I'd like to be able to come up with something like that. I'm just not good at it. I'm not, okay? Number 8, are you happy you have decided to do the challenge? Yes. Yes, it was hard work, but yes. Number 9, which area did you feel happiest about decluttering? I would have to say the cold room in the basement, the tank room, and the laundry room. Because those were just eyesores. And every time I went into those rooms, I was just like, oh God, I gotta do this. So these were the biggest procrastinated areas in the house. I'm very happy I did that. And which area do you think you could have been more ruthless with? Ugh. It's hard to say. Probably the kitchen. Because there's some areas in there, there's some appliances that we really don't use, but I don't want to part with. Like the rice cooker, I can cook the rice in my pressure cooker, so I don't really need the rice cooker. You know, stuff like that. Maybe the pantry, I don't know. Yeah, the kitchen. I would say the kitchen, I probably could have come up with more strategy in terms of what to get rid of. Number 10. Oh, that's one that somebody has asked me again and again, and I kind to avoid answering it, so I'm going to answer it now. Have you read the KonMari method, and did you like it? So, yes, I read it. Well, actually, it was an audiobook. Did I like it? No. And I'm going to be very brief on that because I know there's a lot of people who love the KonMari method, okay? Number 1, because I got it as an audiobook, I really reacted to the person who was reading the book. It came across, like from the very first chapter, as extremely arrogant and condescending. I'm not kidding. I'm listening to it and I was feeling as though I was being preached to, and it came out as mocking people who were disorganized and were challenged in the area of clutter, like I am. So it was almost like feeling like an attack, and I really didn't like that. And you can criticize me, you can tell me a whole bunch of stuff, I will take it and I'll respond to it. Maybe sometimes I'll be defensive about it, but deep inside I know you're right. But when I was reading or listening to the book, it was just almost rude, like really rude. Now, as far as the method is concerned, she wrote the book at a time where she was single and living in an apartment in Japan. Now, I don't know if you know anything about Japan, but their apartments are ridiculously small. Now, if you think Parisian apartments are small, imagine Japan, like they really, really are small, and they multitask a lot. Like they will have Murphy beds that when they pull them back, it's a some kind of, you know, container storage area, and they will have just one closet where they put everything in it. And that was one of the things that I just had the hardest time trying to apply what she was trying to tell you to a house like mine that's 2,000 square feet and it has a lot of storage area and a basement and a garage and closets and shelving. So the whole idea, if you've read it, you know that she has like one closet where you put everything in it, all your supplies. You put your towels in it, you put your food supply, you put your cleaning supplies, you put all of your stuff in there. I just can't do that. First of all, I don't even have a closet that's big enough to do that. It just didn't make any sense. And then there was the whole thing about apologizing to your socks for rolling them into a ball and having this conversation with objects, and it was just, no, I'm sorry. I'm just too pragmatic for that. It just didn't appeal to me at all. Matter of fact, I didn't finish it. I was almost done with it, and then there was a chapter that I'm listening to, and she was just literally ridiculing somebody who was a client of hers, and I just went like this: I've had it, I've had enough, I don't want to hear about this anymore. This was just, didn't do it for me. So I know a lot of you love it, but nah, I'm not gonna start talking to my socks and apologize for putting them in a bowl, okay? No. Moving on, that's all I'm going to say about KonMari, and we're going to all move on from it, okay? Number 11, how did you get motivated to get started? The fact that I was just overwhelmed and felt that I was constantly, you know, imagine like you're watching TV on a treadmill and the TV's on the other side of the room, and you're running, well in my case more like walking slowly on the treadmill, and you want to change the channel, and the remote is between you and the treadmill, and you just keep on going trying to reach for that remote. And that's how it felt. I never felt like I was achieving anything in terms of cleaning and organizing. And you guys who've been watching my channel for a while probably noticed that too. Like, I'm just moving stuff from one side of the other, and that is not organizing. It's just tidying up and make it look pretty for now. Okay, but the reality is that was not organizing, and after a while I just got tired of seeing the same pillow, the same basket, the same pile of books, the same 200 hangers. You know, it was just driving me nuts, and I said, this is it, I'm done. So yeah, I guess I had some kind of epiphany and said, you know, I gotta get rid of this stuff. I gotta empty this house. So that was what motivated me to start. Okay. Number 12, what surprised you most about the process? I would have to say discovering that I'm what Melody calls being a Heidi hoarder, where the hoard is actually out of sight. The hoard is on top of shelves inside baskets. You can see what's in there. It's behind curtains, it's behind doors, it's underneath beds, it's in big containers, it's in the attic. It's like if I was having guests, or when I have guests in the house, they would have no clue this stuff is hiding everywhere. So as I was going through the process, it was just like the clown car. The stuff just kept coming out, and it never stopped. It's another basket and another box and another container and another project unfinished and another project I wanted to start and never started. It's just unbelievable. And I think you probably got that when you watch the videos. There's some times where I was just like, what on earth is this about? So yeah, that's what really surprised me. Heidi hoarding and the amount of stuff this house can actually contain. Like, this is a medium-sized house, I would say, for my area. It's not a huge house, okay? Compared to some of the, you know, new constructions, it's small or medium. But it's got a lot of nook and crannies and areas where you can just like stash stuff. So that's pretty dangerous. So that surprised me. Number 13, weirdest item you came across. I don't know. I can't tell. I guess stuff that I kept. Oh, you didn't see it in the video, and I still kept it. Confession time, guys. I have my children's umbilical cords. Yeah. Moving right along. Number 14, favorite lost item you found. Where the earrings, which I should be wearing, but I'm not. They're upstairs. So yeah, favorite lost item. I'm so glad when I found the one that I put on the laundry room wall, I did not trash it, because I somewhat knew that the other one was going to be found at some point. And it did. So finding my earrings, they're going to go to France with me. I was very happy about that. Number 15, how would you deal with a significant other who will not purge? Okay, so I tell you what, you can purge other people's stuff, okay? Don't touch other people's things. I could have easily gone into Scott's big ugly dresser and gotten rid of his socks that he's had since college with holes that he still wear, his underwear with holes he still wear, his t-shirts with bleach stain he still wears, t-shirt I purchased for our first birthday together, which was in 1998, he still wears. So I could have gotten rid of all of this stuff, but I didn't, because you have to respect your significant other. All right, you don't want people to touch your stuff, so don't touch their stuff. That being said, this is what I would do. And I'm not dealing with a hoarder, you know that. Scott is the opposite of hoarding, okay? I'm the one who's disorganized and really a clutter challenged individual in the house, not him. So if it was the other way around, I would try to grab, every time the person leaves something somewhere that's out of place, I would just grab it and put it in a specific area of the house, and eventually it would mount to a whole bunch of stuff, and they would have to be faced with it, and they would look at you and say, well, what is this? Well, that's all your stuff, like you live all around the house and I don't know what to do with it, so I designated this corner for your stuff. You do whatever you want with it. That's what I would do. Probably not a good strategy, but that's what I would do. And then you can also have the talk, you know, listen, I'm overwhelmed with your stuff. Can we do something about it? I'm willing to help you. You can say that. Don't know. Number 16, did you find it easier as the days went by? Yes, matter of fact, towards the last 5 days, I think that I went just trash, donate, like get it out of the house. So yeah, it was much easier. It was easier emotionally, but it was harder physically because you get tired. Number 17, donations. Do you do one trip or several ones? Well, I did a little bit of both. I think you're better off doing a trip on the day that you finish your decluttering, unless it's like 25 miles away from you, then don't do that. In my case, the donation bin is 3.5 to 4 blocks away from me, so I was able to do that, so it wasn't a big deal. But I'd rather do that way I don't get the stuff accumulating and I'm not tempted to go back to it and retrieve stuff, which you've caught me do, but it was like little stuff. Anyway, so yeah, several trips is better for me. Number 18, what have you learned about yourself? I already brushed on that a little bit. How am I going to put that together? Okay, I'm a fake organizer. How about that? I'm a fake organizer. I fake organization. I'm very good at staging. I can make my house look really, really good if I have guests, but really it's not organizing. Okay, and I just said that. It's just tidying. That's it. So I've learned that. I've learned that over the years of doing the channel, I've recleaned and reorganized the same area over and over again, trying to reinvent them. But the stuff that was pulled out of that room actually either landed in another room or landed in the basement or another temporary place. And all it's done for me was create more of a sense of overwhelm than anything else. And hence the reason why I did the challenge. So I've also learned that it's very obvious I have no routine. And it's true. And I've talked about that with my husband for a very long time, and a friend of mine, that how do I even acquire a routine? I don't have a routine. Like for instance, my wedding band, I take it off every night. That's a routine. The problem is that I never take it off at the same place. One day it's on the bathroom vanity, the next day will be in one of the vanity's drawers, the next day it's in my bedside drawer, the next day it's on top of my dresser, another day it might be on the kitchen counter, okay? So I do take it off every night. I never put it in a single place. So I think that some of the issues that I have is really not having created any kind of good habits. Now, in defense of Sophia, I'm going to be the devil's advocate here. I left home at 18. I went to college in Paris and I lived by myself. And from there, I went directly here to the US and I landed in New York and I lived there by myself. So I've been pretty much by myself trying to figure out this thing called life since the age of 18, and I'm now 46. It's time that I put my crap together, I would say. So while mom was very regimented and grandma was with us and was kind of acting as though a governess in the house, I can't say that I was really involved with all of that growing up. So we're just gonna call me a wild child. Not wild in the sense that I was, you know, doing all sorts of crazy stuff, but not really structured from the time I left the home and not really able to figure out a way to get structured. And then life happens, you know, you get caught, you live like a student for a very long time from 90, let me see, from, because I got more than 2 degrees. So I was from 88 when I was 18 to 2000 when I graduated. I was actually living as a student. Okay, so that's a long time. That's 12 years worth of living like a student. And then you get married, because I got married the same year I graduated. And I think it's only once I got to this house that I started to try to structure things, and it was really tough. Man, this one is going to be a really long video, you guys. So yeah, I think that's what I've learned about myself. Like I really have a challenge. That's why my channel is called My Great Challenge. It's very difficult for me to routinely do the same stuff. Like it's almost impossible, and I struggle. I've done so many schedules, I've done so many bullet journal, I've done so many to-do lists, and I cannot stick to it. I just can't. So I'm gonna try to do that moving forward. 19, how many bags total? I didn't count. I was hoping somebody was keeping track, but I didn't count. There was more than 1 bag a day. All right, so we're gonna say 3 bags per day, plus the furniture and the boxes and stuff. So 3 bags per day, that's over 100 bags, and the equivalent of maybe 12 large bins, 10 medium bins, and then that's just the curb. Then there was furniture, and then there was all the other stuff I donated. So I don't know, I would say a good dumpster's worth of stuff. Last question, number 20, any advice? You know the whole Napoleon quote, when you want something done well, do it yourself. When it comes to organizing and cleaning, I've always been one to want to do it all and do it by myself. And very obviously, for the same reason that I've just explained, because I am totally disorganized, all over the place, constantly changing ideas, subjects, and project, I can't do it alone. I just can't. So my advice to you is that if you are disorganized like I am, and you were inspired by this whole series of the decluttering in 30 days, and you want to do it, moving forward, once you've decluttered the mess you created, because I think it's unfair to ask for assistance when it's your mess, okay? And I really didn't ask help. You saw that. Nobody helped, except for, you know, hey, do me a favor, move that to the garage, asking the kids to move stuff. But the decluttering itself, it was 100% me doing it. Once you've done that and you want to start the whole process of restructuring your life and getting organized and establishing routines, ask for assistance, which is what I've done. I've asked for my best friend who's here almost every day, and my husband and the kids to keep me on track, to keep tabs and remind me, hey Sophia, your purse, Sophia, your keys, Sophia, your wedding band. So I'm figuring out slowly but surely that if everybody is on board keeping me on track, eventually I'll create the habits. But I'm choking. Excuse me, I was just choking on dust. How ironic is that? Yeah, ask for assistance. Don't do it alone. I think that my biggest issue with this house is that 90% of what's being done in the house I do. And I'm not a control freak. I would love to have assistance, but the problem is that, well, yeah, let's just say it. I am a control freak. When they do it, I'm not happy with the way they do it. So yeah, I'm a control freak. But ask for assistance, really. Ask for help. Don't be by yourself. If you're overwhelmed, say you're overwhelmed and let everybody know, look guys, I really need help. I just can't do this by myself. Could you please do this for me? Or what could you do to help me not feel overwhelmed? So that's the only piece of advice I can give you. Oh, and also stop spending money on crap. Okay, let's face it, most of the stuff I got out of the house was crap. It was crap from you name the store, with a little sticker underneath that say made in China. It's cute for about a minute and then you just get tired of it. Alright, so save your money, buy good stuff, buy stuff that you really want, and stop trying to recreate magazine looks, okay? 2-3 years ago, everybody was into chevron. Before the chevron, it was the quadrifoil. Before that, I can't remember. Let's say it's polka dot. Next year, it's going to be cheetah pattern. So what are we going to do? We're going to recreate our living room every single time. Like just classical elegance, I think, is where we should go. And then if you like themes, the themes, and you can just stick with that or do variations of that throughout your house. But you don't have to fall for the hype, okay? Just because silver and peacock blue is in the mood right now and that's all you see in the magazine. Doesn't mean that you have to rush to Home Goods and start grabbing everything silver and peacock blue you get your hands on, because ultimately when you decide that you want orange and purple, the silver and peacock blue is going to end up in closets like it did for me, and 2 years, 3 years down the road you're going to be overwhelmed, and it's a lot of money. Okay, again, I didn't calculate, but it's a lot of money. And when somebody complains all the time that they can't do this and they can't do that, or it'll be nice to have nice things but can't do it right now because don't have the funds. Well, when you see the amount of junk I got out of this house, yeah, well, that's why I don't have a dining room table. That's why my living room is a pass me down. That's why I still don't have a nice stove and a double door fridge. And that's why I'm driving a car that's paid for 4 years now. Okay, so yeah, that's why. So I'm going to pick up the kitty because somebody asked me, when are we going to see the kitty again? Hi, Vespa. She's a cutie. I love my Vespa. I told you she's a rescue, right? She's a real feral cat that I rescued. And she's a wonderful kitty. Anyway, that was it. That was my process video. I hope I answered your questions. I'm sorry if this video is way too long and I just rambled. I don't know. I think, oh, you purring, you good girl. I think this was a very, very good challenge for me, for the house, and for you guys. I have no shame. I will show you my dirt. I will show you my cat's hair, because this is real life. Okay, somebody asked me one day, Sophia, why did you start doing a channel on YouTube? And it's because I was tired of seeing the perfect homes with the perfect everything and not a dust bunny, and everything is in its place and everything is matchy. Girl, I'm sorry, that's not real. Okay, the rest of us, we have pets, we have dust bunnies. Sometimes we skip the dishes, and sometimes we, push something underneath the bed so it's out of sight. Okay, so I started my channel because I wanted to offer an alternative to perfect lifestyle, and that's that. Okay, so I'm done. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. I got cats here everywhere. Real life. Subscribe if you are new. If you didn't watch the challenge, watch the challenge. The link is down below. Alongside all the other gals who did the challenge with me, and some of you started in May, so I'm saying good luck to you. And maybe my answering questions helped you understand the whole process. I have cats here everywhere. Okay. Time to go. Maybe this video helps you understand the challenge you're about to face. Okay, so again, thumbs up, subscribe. I'll talk to you later. Probably gonna do some cleaning videos this afternoon, maybe. I'm not sure. I do have some stuff I need to do, like, Barnes and Nobles. Bye. Talk to you later.